Hello guys and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. So let's continue. Last episode we gained well,
Right.
we gained Aloth here.
How may I help?
So let's take a look. What can we do here? Okay, so he got a scepter and a book. I guess it belongs to the scepter. And a rapier in his offhand, or well, second weapon slot. He got Aloth leather armor, properties overseeing. Aloth's leather armor has been likely enchanted to enhance his spellcasting abilities. It also appears to have custom decorative patterns stitched into the surface. Unlike most the wooden leather armor, Aloth's has been tailored in the Edir style, meaning that the torso is more heavily reinforced, but it lacks sleeves due to Edir's hot and humid climate. Okay, damage reduction 6/9, corrode 3. Okay. Oh, he got this. Okay. What the hell? Wizards have the ability to learn a staggering number of spells, but they are always limited by the capacity of their grimoires. At any time, a grimoire may only contain 4 spells at each level. Click on the spell in the right panel to remove it from the grimoire. Add spells to empty slots by clicking on the spell in the left panel. Okay, so we got these 4 here. Magic missiles, okay. Leaving people dazed. Freeze damage, reduce accuracy. Fan of flames. Burn damage. Alright. Okay. And we don't have Wizard's Double, which create a duplicate. Distracting enemies, granted the caster high deflection bonus until he or she is hit or crit. Okay. Interesting. So. Okay. So the foot is what? Accuracy? Athletics? No?
I?
Oh. Aloth looks at you with quiet attentiveness. How may I be of service? Tell me about Edir. How long were you in Gilded Vale? Any thoughts on what I should do next? Well, tell me about Edir. He looks at you in surprise. Forgotten your homelands already? No mind, matters here have certainly kept you occupied. I've been gone for more than a year now, but I suspect I'll always think of the forest and fields of Edir as home. We have thousands of years of history and tradition behind us, and there's a sense of dignity and responsibility that comes with that. He frowns. Of course, there's a baggage as well. Our imperial past is still fresh in the minds of many, as you may have noticed here. Has it been difficult to adjust to the Direwood? People here are informal, hot-blooded. His mouth twists into a wry smirk. More attentive to insult than to duty. But as long as one avoids provocation, it's easy enough to get along. He steeples his fingers. I'm grown accustomed enough to keeping my thoughts to myself anyway. How long were you in Gilded Vale? He shrugs, fidgeting with the hem of his sleeve. Not much longer than you. As you saw, it was hardly the haven that had been advertised. Okay, that's all. Alright. So, let's see. The windows are clouded with the haze of accumulated smoke and cooking grease. Okay. Ever been to Defiance Bay? I don't know. The crops are blighted, the legacy is upon us, this place is cursed. The Black Hound Inn. Alright, let's go in and talk with that dwarf / innkeeper that we're happy we saved. Yeah. Just drinking some coffee. Okay. The floorboards are sticky with spills that no one has bothered to clean. Well, that's nice. That's Pesca. Orland server. Drunk yard. Okay, we've got some named over here. Oh, we got Tenfrid over there. Okay. Hello.
Well met, friend.
Hello, and welcome to the innkeeper looks up. Oh, it's you! Tenfrith told us what you did for him. It's such a relief to have him back. I can't thank you enough. Consider yourself a favorite of the house. Discounts on drinks, rooms. Tenfrith said he wanted to whip up something nice for you. He's already back at work in the kitchen. She laughs. So, what would you like? I'd like a room, please. I could use some reliable help. Do you know anyone looking for work? I'd like to know more about the Black Hound. Could I see what you have for sale? Well, let's see what you have for sale first. I'm sure you'll find something to your liking. We have the finest cooks in the Direwood. So I suppose we completed the mission with Tenfrith, or task. Okay. We don't need that. Can I just double click it? Oh, yes, we can. Okay. How much money do we have? Forever? Maybe. Dagger, dagger, dagger. Shield, 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 shield. Not sure if it's smart to sell all this. Stiletto? Let's keep that. Club and quarterstaff. Okay. Let's sell most of this. Let's keep this. Let's keep this for now. Let's also keep this, I suppose. What's this? Torch, wolfhide. Impressive trophies. Should I keep that? Bear hide. Tattered journal. All these. 700. Jesus Christ. So you got what? Camping supplies and food. Darkest Raotari cookies. +2 constitution, +1 perception, +5 max health for 150 seconds. Okay. But you can't eat during combat or drink, so you have to do it before. Well, let's just do this first. This. Late for dinner. Okay. You leveled up. Okay, so you need more stealth to be able to go getting close and bash people, I suppose. Let's take one more athletics, one survival, and we'll carry on to next level. Okay, so we can save 1 point. Should we take one stealth? Not really the stealthy character, are we? No. Next. Okay. Defender. The fighter adopts a more conservative combat strategy, concentrating on locking down enemies that stray too close. The fighter increases his or her number of engagement targets to 3, but at the expense of deflection. No. Confident aim. Steadies the fighter's arm, causing the percentage of their grazes to be converted to hits and increasing the minimum damage for melee weapons. Okay, so it's passive, so it happens all the time. 20% of grazes converted to hits, 20% minimum damage. Discipline barrage, that's more accuracy. Guardian stance. It's an aura. Let's take this since we are offensive. Okay, okay, so that's it. Okay, and Aloth. Oh, he got a lot of lore. Jesus Christ. Yeah, let's take one survival as well. One stealth. Activate scrolls. Okay. Ah, okay, level 2 spells. Remaining 2. Okay, Jesus Christ. Do we want to be in some kind of healer? What's this? Infuse the caster with vitality, giving them a temporary increase to maximum health. So it's only on him. Okay. Do we have something that heals others? Ray of fire. here. Slicken. I guess you need to be a cleric or something for that. Bulwark against the elements. Damage reduction against, well, the elements. Oh. Oh right, we got 2. Blinding web. Oops. AoE stuck for only 4 seconds. Okay. Can you raise this? Base 3. Rolling flame. Necrotic lance. Corrode. Building spectacle. Confused. Let's say confusing and I don't know. Self-heal. Sounds useful. Okay, done. Alright. Well, let's talk with you again.
Good day to you.
Hello again. Come to rest your feet a while. I'd like to know more about the Black Hound. Really? Well, let me see. The actual building's been here for years, but the Black Hound's fairly new. We get a lot of new faces in here too. Fewer than we used to, I'll admit. Tenford's the big draw. I'm sure we'll get the big crowds back again in no time. I used to work the tables actually, until the old owner up and left. Nobody's sure what happened to him, even left his poor hound behind. That's the name, see? The Black Hound. It's still sitting upstairs pining after him, poor girl. Place ended up in my hands somehow, she laughs. My very own inn. A lot of hard work involved, but it's been worth it so far. Please, sit where you like. Would you like a drink or room? We have 2 available at the moment. I'm afraid we can't offer much by the way of good meals today. She signs, unless you're fond of cold porridge. Well, I like a room. Certainly, you're always welcome. Do I rest now or later? Okay. Inns allow characters to rest without camping supplies. Cheap rooms are usually available, but if you have copper to spend, you may consider the more expensive options. The bonus they provide lasts for a long time and affect the entire party. Burp. Let's just take this. Oh, you have to rest now. Ah, okay. Well, I don't want to rest right now. Wait, what did you say about someone helping?
Hail and well met.
I could use some reliable help. Do you know of anyone looking for work? Oh, well, I wouldn't say I can speak from experience, but we do have certain sorts coming by looking for work from time to time. If you want to hire someone, I'd be happy to send them your way. Let me see what I have to work with. Okay, I think I read about this. You can create your own, like, companions. Let's wait with that for now. Let's go see that Tenford guy. What does it say here? Some kind of brown slob is congealing in the dishes. It smells burnt. Hello, Tenford. Ah, it's you, Miss Savior. He makes a sweeping gesture to indicate the kitchen around you. It's so good to be back. Do not think I will let this go unrewarded. I have decided that you have earned the right to learn one of my most closely guarded secrets, my dearest recipe. After this, you will eat nothing else. The party has gained the recipe savory pie. A savory pie to keep you hale and hearty. May it serve you well in your travels. Okay, can we speak with you again? Oh, I will name a dish in your honor. Okay, that's nice. Oh, this is stealing, so don't do that. Spoons hang by the fire, coated in brownish gunk. Nice. Okay, was this stealing? Yes, it was. Hello? Sure. Okay, villager. Hello? You're just coming to town. Kith like you seem to, alright? The fangs. The fangs? What the hell is that? Whoa. Okay, that's a bit too much to read at the moment. Maybe we'll read it some other time. Who are these 2 fellas? Oh. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this woman's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Reach out for the soul, step back. Brrr. Reach? You see a woman... Holy shit. Reach out, okay. You see a woman emptying her satchel onto her bed, taking stock of her inventory. Potions, bandages, tinctures, and herbs are scattered throughout her room haphazardly. She bites her lip, head tilted to the side, considering. She begins to repack one item after the other. Careful deliberation undercut by shaking hands. Each item has a clearly marked place, but no matter how she repacks it, she isn't satisfied. The shaking worsens as she empties it out once more, one hand held to her mouth. Tears eke from her eyes as she gives up all semblance of order and shoves everything she can into the satchel, grabbing it and running out of the bare house. Straightening her back, she walks to the docks, chin high, eyes hard and red. A gangly young elf offers his condolences, but she can't see him for the ocean ahead of her. She wanders the docks, offering her services as a doctor to any who will listen, anyone heading out on high tide. Less than an hour later, she watches her childhood disappear in the distance, a tiny speck of an island. She tries not to jump. Huh? Did she lose someone and then run off or something like that? Okay, the same, I guess. Hello? As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Okay. You see a group of young men standing around a makeshift practice target. The man stands in the middle of them, explaining the construction and use of a bow. She holds it up, pointing out each part as he speaks about it and what it does. He then walks away from the target, telling him to remain where they are. It takes his place about 200 feet away. He carefully lines up his shot, explaining that he is doing as he does. He is doing as he does, and lets the arrow fly. It hits the target dead center, much to the surprise and delight of the boys near it. He smiles, walking towards the boys, talking about proper stance and how to most effectively hold a bow. A noise comes from the tree line near the practice venue, and he stops, scanning the woods, blue eyes squinting against the sun. A shadow moves, making its way through the forest behind them. He draws an arrow and lines up the shot, carefully tracking the motion of the hidden creature. Watching the boys spin, watching the arrow fly, and the forest immediately lost among the trees. There's a sudden explosive movement in the undergrowth as a deer erupts from the tree line, running across the edge of the clearing. The boy laughs, turning to joke with the man about his lousy shot. They stop talking, seeing him holding the bow and leading the deer with a knocked arrow. They drop to the ground as he loosens the last arrow, which flies true and strikes the deer right behind his shoulder, piercing heart and lung and dropping it dead almost immediately. The boys stare at the deer for a few seconds and then slowly turn to look at the man, newfound respect in their eyes. He smiles again and breathes a quiet sign of relief. Okay. Not sure what to do with that. Go up here. Olin says Reddick pays good wages for new hands. Carouser. Roaches scatter and flee under the crates. Grab a drink, friend. Not much else of worth in this town, says the woman from Thane. Hey, we said we wouldn't mention Thane. Carouser, okay, so they're just having a good old time. What's in here? Ingest. It's dealing. Going to grab this. 10 Years of Dawn. Another one of those extremely long books. Holy smokes. Okay. I'll probably read that like on my own or something like that, because that's too much to sit and read. Ingest, hello. Please leave me be. I'm full to sickness with what I've seen of this place and its people. Got a few named over here. Oh, more of this. As you near, you feel the vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Reach out. Jesus. You see a man soar through the air, hitting a nearby wall with a nauseating crunch. He doesn't get up. His attacker, a burly, clean-cut warrior with a carnivorous grin, turns and shoves his fist into the stomach of another assailant, removing another from the impromptu brawl. The bar is a whirlwind of elbows, knees, fists, and feet. No end in sight, and he is in his element. In the corner, three smaller men speak quietly, throwing malicious glances at the larger man in the center. He breaks a chair over a tattooed head, cackling. The trio position themselves in the three parts of the room, and with a terse nod, they charge. Unfortunately for them, the man sees them coming, something in his eyes burn brightly, and all three slump to the ground in an agony that's all in their mind. The burly man bows to a room of the unconscious and incapacitated before sauntering out, off-key, whistle trailing behind him. Okay. Crammed behind the books in a drawing that shows Etheras and Lord Radic in a compromising position. Okay. Early colonial history, okay, take it. What happens if I do like this? Oh, it costs 3 lockpicks and I have 9.
The work of a moment.
Okay. Take it. I'm not really a thief, but I just wanted to check. There's the Black Hound. The bones are covered with tiny bite marks. Hello. Black Hound. The hound stares intently at the covered window, head cocked as if waiting to hear a particular sound. It looks up when you approach and whines a low note, tail wagging slightly. Sorry girl, don't think he's coming back. I could use a good dog. Here girl, pet the dog, leave the dog alone. Pet it. The dog tails thump heavily against the floorboard. This is outside, right? Okay, so you can walk inside up here. Alright. Well, get inside again. I want to go and rest to get this endurance up. Okay. Wait, so crafting. Food. We learned a pie. Oh, we can't make this. 10 in max endurance, 1 might, 1 perception for 150 seconds. Ooh. Okay, that's it. But we can also make this pearlwood chicken. Endurance, constitution, yes. That's it. Okay, potions. Ooh. Movement speed, deflection. Okay. Close. So, long story again. Yes, okay. So we got these 2 pies. Food, I mean. Wait, you have... Oh, you do have a hat. A hood. I suppose as a wizard you want... Oh, you do have medium armor on you. Okay. Cape. I also have a cape. Do we rather want this? Not sure. Not sure at all. This got more damage reduction, but this got overseeing. How was it here? That's 9706. Okay. Sort from item type? Sure.
Greetings.
I'd like to hire a room, please. Sure. Take this and rest. Okay, cutscene. Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanket with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken and find yourself in front of Gilded Vale's gallows tree, the creaking of its ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face has shriveled inward like a mouldering fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she is mere inches from your face. Okay. Whoa. Suddenly her head snaps up and her eyes open, and they are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts, and with a gust of rancid air she speaks a word. Watcher. You jolt awake, the foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Oh, the one I'm supposed to talk with that they hanged. Though it fills you with a new queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more, if only to confirm she is truly dead. Okay. We still need to find that nonsense guy. The one that stabbed his friend in the cave. But, yeah. So he's not in the inn, unless we miss something. Orphras. I'm not sure who this Orphra is. Could go and have a look, I suppose. And then I told her, that's not the pistol. Villager. Okay. Well, knock knock. Just barging in. Orphra, cat. Stealing. This worn dog-eared book is titled Travels Upon the Cell Glass Sea. There's an edge illustration of a vast finned leviathan. Okay, hello. A Derwooden woman is standing in front of her fireplace, humming a quiet tune to herself or perhaps to her unborn child, for she is clearly quite pregnant. She turns her head slightly as you enter.
Hello.
Well, finally I was starting to think. The woman makes a startled noise once she turns around and sees you. Oh, I'm sorry, I was expecting someone else. She gives you a cautious smile. Can I help you? I just arrived in Gilded Vale. I thought I'd get to know the locals. Nice cat. Who were you expecting? Well, I was just barging in to look around, so I guess this one. Were you with one of the caravans? She looks at you hopefully. Master Odemar's by chance? I was, yes. I'm afraid the rest of the caravan was killed. Why do you ask? You know Odemar? You knew Odemar. That implies he's no more because he's in past tense. So let's break it to it gently. Well, no more than most here, I'd say. He doesn't usually come this way, but they say he's a reliable old fella. She pauses, brown furring. Wait. Oh, why did you say new? I'm sorry, but the caravan was attacked. I was the only one to survive. Orphra covers her mouth with a hand, eyes wide with horror. For a few moments she can manage nothing but a strangled, voiceless gasping, her eyes brimming with tears. Oh, it was the sister of Kaliska, right? Must be. I knew. I told her it was a dangerous path to take. Aha! Kaliska was always so certain she could take on any danger. Aura sniffs. Oh, my poor sister. I'm sorry, stranger. I can't believe she's gone. If only I hadn't called her here. If I hadn't written to her, she might still be alive. Somewhere. Orphra's face crumbles and a solitary tear slides down her cheek. Why did you send for Kaliska? Kaliska mentioned that she thought you needed help. Perhaps I can provide some assistance? Quit your sniveling. How are you going to raise a child if you're this weak? Is there anything I can do? I'll leave you to your grief. Let's take this one. Kaliska mentioned that she thought you needed help. Perhaps I can provide some assistance? Orpha looks at you with some surprise before dabbing at her nose with the sleeve. That's kind of you to offer, but I don't know if I could post this on you. It's not a small favor. Orpha wipes at her eyes. I'm worried about the baby, about the legacy, which was the Wayne Garat's legacy, the former ruler or something. I told Kaliska as much as I could, but all I know is that for a long time now, every child born in Gilded Vale has been soulless, empty. It happened to so many mothers, and Lord Radrix, he exiled all of them, calling it a sign of the gods' disfavor. She sniffs. With my Hawthorne gone, I don't know how I'd manage if I lost my home too. I hoped. I hoped Kaliska could help me. They say Ranka, the old midwife, knows a way to prevent a child being hollow-born, but she moved south to Anslock's Compass 2 seasons ago. The journey's too far for me. I can't make it as I am, but I don't have anyone else. Now with Kaliska gone, more tears run down her face. Please, can you help me? I'll find a Ranka for you, and I can't take these two. That's a long way to go. What's in it for me? I'll think about it if I ever head that way. I'm not one for charity. Handle this yourself. Well, I did kind of ask, so. Well, I'll find this Ranka in Anslock's Compass. Orpha blinks, eyes wide. You will? Oh, God bless you. Here, I'll give you coin to pay her with. You needn't trouble yourself with that. I think it's a drink she fashions out of, well, I'm not sure. But it shouldn't be too much of a burden to carry back. You gain 20 coppers. Anslock's Compass is what we call the lagoon to the south. You'll have to cross the wilds to get there. That's what keeps me from trying it myself. She claps her hands together. Thank you again, truly. You'll be saving us both. She sets a hand on her stomach, smiling through her tears. Okay. So that was Kaliska's sister. Okay, let's go talk with that. Oh, jeez. Shiny. Let's stay clear of that Urgid guy. Urgid? I bet this guy wants to talk with me now. No? Caldera di Beranzi. The squat, distended body of an elderly dwarf woman dangles from her thin, crooked bow that sags at the top of her nose. The bloated purple flesh of her neck, worn away in patches like moth-eating linen, bulges over the rope that suspends her, and her lifeless head lolls forward rigidly from one side to the other when the breeze shifts. You perceive a faint glow around her that casts no light on its surroundings, but there is a tepid warmth to it, and you feel somehow that you could reach out and touch it. Not with your hands, but with some aspect of yourself that has no worldly dimension. More of this soul thing. Reach out for the woman. You take a deep breath, clearing your mind, focusing on your objective. As you exhale, you feel yourself spreading out towards the hanging woman, perceiving all that lies between you and her with new unfamiliar awareness. Once you have expanded enough to reach her, there's a sudden jolt to your mind, a ringing, electric surges of images and words and sounds. Involuntarily, you shut your eyes and feel yourself being pulled down to some deeper consciousness in a space occupied only by you and the hanging woman. And when you open them again, she is staring at you with eyes clouded in a milky fog, her body still swaying in a wind. You no longer feel from a tree that stands planted in the misty void. The woman gives you a slow nod of her head, the rope creaking as she does so, and she smiles at you. Have you come
here for me, dear? Or have you gotten lost? Ah, it is both, I think. Yes?
Am I imagining this? How are you able to speak to me? I need to understand something that happened to me. I think I survived a bivouac. Do you know why that would be? I want to know something about you. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm not imagining this since it happens multiple times now. How are you able to speak to me? Meh, is that important? I'm not sure if I can get back to this, so I need to understand something that happened to me. I think I survived the bivouac. One of these two. I know she's an animancer, so I'm not really sure if I want to know more about her, but I need to understand something that happened to me. She nods, a look of pity on her face, as though consoling a child.
The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there?
She nods.
You have seen past the shroud. It only takes an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
Oh, so I'm a watcher. Okay. These two are from the Fall. So let's delve into this. What's a watcher?
What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I, though. Not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair is fair. And here we are, visiting, you and I, and it reminds me of better times. Souls pass on. Some say through Audra stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it, sometimes more than they were before, but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on, and those souls roam the world, same as you or I, either leaving or lost. But no one sees them because they have forgotten how.
So the Adra stones are like conduits of soul for souls going down, I suppose, since they're the pillars of the world. Ish. Okay.
A watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them, know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies. See memories even their honor can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well. A wonder!
A watcher who sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them. Okay, so he's talking about the watcher, me, which I've done with several persons. Know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies. Sees memory even their owner can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well. A wonder. Okay, what do you mean when all goes well? Can it go unwell?
Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much to take in for some. Sometimes there's trouble sleeping or other difficulties.
She smiles at you reassuringly, fanning out a tuft of long whiskers that sprouts from one of her cheeks. Ugh.
You should see old Merwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. Helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Kadnua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the company.
Okay. A fellow watcher. A fellow witcher? So, okay, so we can still ask about all this. So, I think I survived the bivouac. Do you know why that would be?
Did you now, dear? My, that would be something, wouldn't it? Could be luck, could certainly be. A storm can be a careless thing. Or maybe it got its hands around your soul but couldn't pick it up. A soul can be heavy if it stayed in one piece through its time. Strong souls, we call them in the trade. Cold, I mean. Called them. Those days are all behind me, no?
You said souls break apart over time.
Oh, yes. Entropy. Rimagan's work. We know little of why or how. We lose pieces of ourselves when we die and pick up pieces of others when we are born again. but less than what we lost. We tried to stop it with the animantic sciences, but with little success. No.
Okay. We lose pieces of ourselves when we die. Do you get reborn in this universe? Or what? On this world? When born again?
A very small few resist Remergan's influence and stay together through some force of defiance, at least for a time. But they all succumb eventually, I think.
She clicks her tongue. So how are you able to speak to me?
Is that what we're doing? Perhaps it just seems that way. Perhaps it is the easiest way for your mind to make sense of it. I think it is a very good choice.
So my choice to interpret this as speaking is a good choice. Okay. I want to know something about you.
Me? I'll bore you to tears, though.
Okay, but who are you?
And here I thought you'd come to visit me in particular. Caldara de Baranzi, of the Valian Royal Academy of Animantic Sciences. Not the greatest of their number, but I came here all the same because this was where help was needed.
Okay. So there's like an institution of animancers, like a guild or something. So what happened to you? Well, except being hanged, I suppose. Why were you hanged? She laughs, a rasping, choked cackle escaping between rows of buttery yellow teeth, causing her body to bob up and down with each spasm. Seeing your blank expression, she catches herself.
Oh, come now. Such a question.
But
As though the answer
why were you
were
hanged?
plain as a rope tied for strangling. Allow an old dwarf her last bit of cheer. Well, I came where I was needed, didn't I? Offered my services to Lord Radric for a pittance. A humble pittance. I was to examine the Lord's wife, see why the gods have seen fit to poison her womb. Studied her for months, looked high and low for impurities, tested her valence, the permeability of her essence. Do you know what I found?
No, do tell me.
Nothing at all. A healthy woman, head to toe, blessed with a beautiful soul. Such a sweet woman, too. Meek, but warm-hearted. A few months' time, and the lord of the house demanded answers. For a time, I told him what he wanted to hear. Oh, yes, my lord. She is riddled with imbalances. I must have time to cure her. As the birth drew near, he grew impatient, as lords do. And this is where I've ended up.
So you sort of lied to Lord Radric to stay alive, be useful, be relevant, maybe-ish. So what is an animancer?
A student of the soul. Something so basic, yet so poorly understood. But so many breakthroughs have been made in my lifetime. Had been. To hear the locals tell it, we're a gang of soul manglers that preys upon the weak-minded. And the worst of us are.
Okay. Student of the soul.
But the best of us? The best? Inspirations, miracle workers. My parents were soul twins. Miserable before they met, empty inside. It was an animancer who helped one find the other, turned their lives around. You wouldn't believe the stories. Amnesiacs helped to remember their lives. The suicidal brought back from the brink of oblivion. The elderly afforded extra moments to say their goodbyes. How soon we forget when we're afraid.
Okay, so like some kind of dating company that finds people, just their soulmates.
It's a fascinating science. A fascinating time to be alive in a place like Deerwood that does not control the research, no? I loved the Valian Republics for many things, But their recent caution will leave them behind, I fear.
Okay, I have other questions.
Of course, dear.
No, I do not. Alright, farewell.
Goodbye, my dear. It was lovely visiting.
Caldera closes her eyes and her head slumps forward over the noose, and your surroundings seem to blend into your visions from some unknown place of waiting. Balan has granted a crucible of the soul. Alf looks at you through narrowed eyes. Are you alright? You seemed lost just now. I'm a watcher. Yes, I'm fine. That happens a lot. You'll have to get used to it. I'm fine. He folds his arms. That's good to know, but I don't suppose you'll tell me what that was all about. Okay, so I have to tell you. I'm a watcher. His arch eyebrows recedes into his hood. Well, that is interesting. He gives you a slight grin, and I expect that explains how you survived the bivouac. In any case, I appreciate your honesty. Since we're traveling together, it's probably wise for us to share these things. Do you know anything about watchers? Only that they're rare and that they seem to have unique insights into certain soul conditions. He coughs, as you just demonstrated. Well, let's continue on. I gained a crucible of the Crocs or something. No, that's Adra. Not really sure what that was, though. A duelist hat. Huh. Go here, here, here. Visions. The older watcher. That wasn't that Caird Neward. Yeah. Then we have a mother's plea. Find a Rangar, and we still got this confront Nonsen. Where's this Nonsen fella?
17 and a half.
Okay. Oh, he has more to say. The smell of pipe smoke, at once earthy and sweet, wins its way into your nostrils. Your eyes trace the smoke to its origin, where you find a broad man with straw-colored hair leaning against a mossy rock wall, his pipe held to his lips with one meaty hand. He looks you directly in the eye. I only have one. But the look is not aggressive. He regards you with a peculiar smirk.
17 and a half. Well, could be 18, depending on how you count the dwarf woman.
I guess that's somebody that's hanging from the tree, but I can't really say I know what it is, so I'm sorry.
The dwarf woman. You were trying to figure out whether to count her as a full person. I think you oughta.
What are you talking about?
The people hanging from the tree. 18 of them. Well, last I counted, anyway.
Aloth frowns. Is that what you people do for fun around here?
Name's Adair. Though to the people around here, might as well be 19. Don't think I'd put you much higher than 22, 23 tops. You look like the sort that likes to get involved.
So you think I'll get hanged? What makes you think I was interested in the dwarf woman? He looks at you a moment, his brow arched. His smirk broadens.
I was smoking over here, saw you staring at her. Twice I refilled my pipe. You never so much as blinked. Your mouth was so slack I took you for a Radric at first.
Do you know what a watcher is? I've been out of sorts lately. Impossible, I don't rule half as much. What's in it to you? I don't think he likes Radric, so let's do this. So you're already familiar. Still, you have to forgive my curiosity. Around here we prefer to turn a blind eye to our dead. I've been out of sorts lately. It's none of your business. What do you know? Do you know what a watcher is? Then I'm kind of giving it away, but he seemed like an okay fella, I suppose. I hope. So let's ask him.
Careful, friend. Best not use that word round here.
Alright.
Could be any number of Radric bootlickers within earshot. Ciphers, animancers, watchers. Same thing in the eyes of folks around here, Radric especially. They come through these parts all the time with their cures, preying on the desperate. None of them are who they claim to be.
Okay, so you have many charlatans coming here?
Of course, seeing you with that funny look, I'd be halfway inclined to believe you were having some kind of communion with that dwarf. Either case, maybe I'm not 19 after all. No offense.
You think you're going to be hanged? What's that supposed to mean? None taken? Don't be so sure. He probably pissed off Radrix. Radric? Don't be so sure, not saying. So let's ask him why he might be hanged. He might want to join us.
The town's had it in for me for a long time now. Only fellow who ever stuck up for me, well, he's number 18 up there. My headman on the farm. Used to be my captain during the war.
Okay, so he's a veteran. The war? Why was your hangman hanged? Headman hanged? What does your town have against you? Farewell. Well, I think we can probably ask all of these, so let's ask the war. Saints' War, only one in my lifetime. Fella decided he's the living incarnation of Eothas, overthrows Ratisaurus, marches on Direward, so we gave him a Direwooden hello. What's a Direwooden hello?
We blew him up.
He smiles at this, but it's the smile of one recounting a joke for effect rather than enjoyment. Who is Eothas? God of rebirth and redemption, formerly anyhow. Maybe they call him something different from where you're from? I have other questions. I got time. Why was your hangman hanged? Headman hanged? Got involved. Redrick sent men down here the other day, said they had it on good authority. Someone in town was working with Kolsk, plotting Redrick's overthrow. Said if he didn't come forward right then and there, they'd hang every last one of us. No one was coming forward, so Swithin, that's my headman, he steps up and says it's him. They took him at his word. Okay, so he sacrificed himself, so the others wouldn't be hanged. He sighs and shakes his head, his eyes fixed on the tree. Bound to happen sooner or later. If not for plotting against Redrick, then for protecting me. What does your town have against you?
Pick the wrong god. That's what it comes down to. Used to be a lot of Aethys worshippers in Gilded Vale. That mess of rocks over there, that was a temple to him, to give you some idea. Then one day, somebody named Widewind shows up on Deerwood's doorstep. Says he's the living flesh of Aethys. Got an army with him. Suddenly, Aethys isn't so popular in these parts. My brother Woden and me, neither of us believed it. No way was that Aethys. He enlisted, then I did too. But, he didn't make it back. After the war, people took to punishing Aethys worshippers, accusing them of treason. Got real ugly, especially after the Legacy started. Folks needed someone to blame. I was safe because I fought, but then this rumor starts that my brother, that he was on the wrong side. And I wasn't so safe anymore. Until my headman stepped in and said they'd have to hang him to get to me. Seems that's no longer a concern. Of course, the townies don't do the hanging these days, but when Radrick's men come, they got no problem doing the pointing.
Okay. You can see why I was eager to leave. So, who is Kolch? Someone who got tired of all the hangings. He's on the run now. Probably will be till they catch him. If you're next to be hanged, what are you still doing here? Yeah, that is a good question. Drinking, mostly? Point of fact, I'm on my way out. I just haven't figured where I'm going yet. Not a whole lot of places out there that don't think Awaden's legacy started with Awaden. We could travel together. Where you headed? Someplace called Caed Nua. There's an old washer there who might be able to help me. Yeah, he seems like a reliable sort.
Seem to remember hearing something about that years ago. He tamed that place. People would seek him out for all kinds of things. Troubles of the soul, questions for the departed. Of course, that was back when you didn't have to say Watcher with a hush on your breath. A man such as that, there'd be things I'd want to ask him. Don't know why I never thought of it before. Not sure how I feel about setting out with a stranger, and a strange one at that. But truth be told, you might be the only one in town who wouldn't feel some relief seeing me swing from that tree.
There's a reason. There's a fine reason if I ever heard one.
All right, then. Guess I'll do some sightseeing. Long as you're not the one picking the sights.
He tilts his head forward and gives you a pointed look. Okay, let's get going. Hello. So he got what? Saber, heater, a bow, war bow, and Saint's War armor. Edda wore this armor during his time in the Saints' War. Its dark color is unusual, as is its power, though he admits that the armor has pulled him from the brink of death on several occasions. He claims that no one else has ever handled the armor. How it became enchanted is a mystery even to him. Grants second chance on unconscious, 1 per rest. Okay, so if he dies or gets knocked out, he gets back up 1 time during every... Well, 1 per rest. Okay. And I suppose he's some kind of, I don't know, character. Fighter? Personal party? Yeah, he's a fighter like me. Meadowfolk. Farmer. Gentry, mercenary. Okay. He got a lot of athletics like me. Okay, so we'll use him as some kind of tank, I suppose.
Of course.
Oops. So this was a shrine or temple to Eothas, the main god, I guess. Ish. I have to find that nonsense guy, wherever he's hiding. More of this soul business. As you near, you feel the vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Not right now, because I have to cut the episode soon. Despite the rain, the stalks feel as dry and stiff as locust husks. Ooh, a smithy. Ingrows. Okay. Okay. Black Hammer Smithery. Alright, but I have to cut the episode here, so thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, or subscribe if you enjoyed this content. I very much appreciate your support, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.